Dr. Shaunna Menard, thank you so much for being with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Marianne, for having me, and it's an honor and pleasure to be here.
Well, I think a lot of people are very interested in your story. You yourself are a physician, you're a radiologist, and you have become and help other people become a health coach. Now, a lot of people have a question. First of all, what is a health coach and why would a doctor become one?
Yeah, well, when I went into medicine, I wanted to help people live their longest, healthiest, happiest lives. But 25 years as a medical doctor, I observed that at least 70% of everything that I imaged as a radiologist could have actually been prevented with a healthy lifestyle. And I realized people had within themselves more power to affect their health than they actually realized. And so there was this gap between what we did in the hospital and in the clinical setting, and then what people were doing in their day-to-day lives. So medicine allowed me that opportunity to literally see inside people's bodies, but health coaching allowed me the time to spend with people to help them tap into and find out, how do you help your body heal, and how can you install those healthy habits and fill the gap?
Is there more and more of an openness among doctors to the validity and the value of the role of the health coach?
Absolutely. I am so excited about the direction that this is going. More and more people are open to nutrition. 25, 30 years ago, people weren't as keenly aware of the role that nutrition really plays. And just last week, actually, I came across a doctor who has 5 health coaches that he refers to. And in fact, he wants specific people. So one he refers to for diabetes or weight loss or helping with blood pressure health, so that it is that community outreach extension of the physician, which is really quite fantastic.
I think a lot of people wonder when they think of going to a health coach, when you talk about the things that the health coach could provide,
Right.
people go, well, that's great. But how do I know if the person has some kind of certification? How do I know that they really know about nutrition? How do I know that they really know enough about exercise? Is that what you provide? Do you teach health coaches what they need to know in order to do a good job?
I don't personally certify health coaches. There are several excellent schools. The Institute for Integrative Nutrition is the world's largest school, and they do a great job of certifying. And there is now a board certification that you can get nationally. Health coaching is an emerging field. It's really in its infancy stages, but as it's grown and as people are seeing the need for health coaching, there have been more standardizations. In fact, a few of my health coach clients just were celebrating today that they were board certified, which is really great. But like any specialty, there's areas of expertise. So within medicine, you can be a doctor, you might be a psychiatrist, but you might not be a brain surgeon. So you always want to stay within your lane, within your scope of practice. And that is something that people have to be aware of personally.
What is the particular part? What is the particular piece of the puzzle that you're providing with your books and your coaching?
So with my book, Free to Heal, I was showing these health coaches who are amazing how to create a successful health coaching practice. When I left my medical practice to create a health coaching practice, I knew if you put someone in front of me, I can help them be healthy. How do you get the person in front of me? That was not a problem I had at the hospital. I had loads of patients, but how do we let people know that we are willing and able to help them? And that is a gap that most people, health coaches, fall into. They knew that they were healers. They didn't know they'd just become an entrepreneur.
Well, I think that the gap exists on the other side too. Just those of us who want to be healthier, and we think, well, I'd like somebody to help me. I'd like a health coach, but we don't know where to begin to find one. Where do you find a good health coach? Do you just go on the internet and Google health coach?
Someday maybe that is actually possible, but not at the moment. And in fact, most people don't even know what a health coach is, or that such a thing exists. That there are people who are equipped to help people install and willing to help people with their emotional eating, their stress, their time management, their weight loss. And so what is important as people are trying to create a practice, as these health coaches go out there, they end up wanting to help everyone heal everything. And when someone's sick and they need something healed, they go to the doctor. So what's really important for these health coaches as they are carving out a practice is to carve out a niche, carve out an area of expertise, and speak to the particular problem that they are able to solve and in their area of expertise. And as they let people know and give examples and educate and teach about this to the general population, some of those people want help. And so I've done a little spin on this as entrepreneurs, as holistic entrepreneurs. Most health coaches don't like selling or business for that matter. But what they love to do is healing, and what they love to do is teach. So we use the vehicle of teaching, of workshops, of free workshops to attract people who want to know more. And then those people can lean in and say, hey, I want your help. Can you help me? And then it makes it easy.
And that's what business should be. That's the enlightened side of the free market of business, that you are providing a service, you are getting joy in that, and people are walking away with value. And it's both your mission in life and it's your business. And that's what you're helping people carve out, right?
Right, exactly. Carving out that niche, packaging it into a great program, and then having a strategy.
As opposed to what you said you lived before, which is you put people back together, but realize that they're not changing the actual causal elements of their getting sick. So you might see them back in the hospital at any time soon.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Medicine is excellent in a crisis, or if we've not tended to our well-being. There is an absolute role for that. But 71% of deaths are due to diet and lifestyle factors, according to the Lancet. And so there's a tremendous role for the 99.9% of our lives that are spent not in the emergency room. So how do we support people in that role? And that's where health coaches can really come in.
Well, thank you so much. I think that the culture is beginning to embrace and understand the concept, but then we all need the next step. What do we do? How do we go about finding the health coach? And where you come in is how do you create the great health coaches that are going to live, all of us live healthier lives. Thank you very, very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you.